Every smartwatch ad says the same thing: all day battery, all your health data, all your notifications. Then you buy one and it turns out all day means you're charging it before bed every single night, or it only works with the one phone brand you don't own. I actually checked the specs, the battery claims, and the compatibility limits on 10 real smartwatches so you don't find out the hard way. Let's start at number 10. Stick around, because the gap between the watch at the bottom of this list and the one at the top isn't really about price. It's about which one still works the way you need it to a year from now. And the answer might surprise you. Number 5 is the Amazfit Bip 6, and it's the most affordable smartwatch on this entire list. For that low entry cost, you're getting a 1.97-inch AMOLED display, up to 14 days of battery life in typical use, and up to 32 hours if you're actively using built-in GPS for a workout. It supports Bluetooth calling, tracks blood oxygen and heart rate, and works with both iPhone and Android, which most watches on this list don't manage. That cross-platform support alone makes it a genuinely useful pick. If your household has a mix of phone brands, the honest limitation here is depth. There's no ECG, the health sensors are casual grade rather than medical grade, and the smartwatch features, think third-party apps, deep notification actions, that kind of thing, are much thinner than anything else on this countdown. This is a fitness and notifications watch, not a mini computer for your wrist. If you want long battery life, basic health tracking, and you don't want to spend much to get it, this earns its spot. If you actually want a smartwatch that does more than track steps and buzz your wrist, you'll want to look further up this list. Number 4 is the Google Pixel Watch 3, and it's the previous generation Pixel Watch now positioned as the value pick in Google's own lineup. It runs Fitbit's advanced running features, offers loss of pulse detection, a feature that can automatically call for help if your heart suddenly stops beating, and rates up to 24 hours of battery with the always-on display active, stretching to about 36 hours in battery saver mode. It also integrates tightly with Pixel phones, letting you control your Pixel camera or check a Nest camera feed right from your wrist. Here's the catch, and it's a real one. This watch only works with Android phones, and Google is explicit that some of its best features need a Fitbit premium subscription layered on top of the hardware cost. So the sticker price isn't really the full price if you want the complete experience. It's also a step behind the newer Pixel Watch 4 inches raw battery life, which we'll get to shortly. If you're already in the Android and Pixel ecosystem and want solid fitness tracking without paying for the newest model, this is a reasonable landing spot. If you're on iPhone, this one's a non-starter move along to something built for your phone. Number 3 is the Garmin Forerunner 265, and this is where the countdown shifts from smartwatch first to fitness first. Garmin rates this one at up to 13 days of battery life in smartwatch mode and up to 20 hours in full GPS mode, which is a different world entirely from the daily charging habits of the Apple and Samsung watches later on this list. It uses multi-band GPS with Garmin's SatIQ technology for more accurate positioning, comes with 8 gigabytes of onboard storage so you can load music without your phone nearby, and carries a 5 atmospheres water rating for swimming and general water exposure. The trade-off is that this watch is built by runners for runners, and it shows. There's no ECG, the smartphone notification handling is noticeably more basic than Apple or Samsung, and the overall app ecosystem is a fraction of what you get on Wear OS or Watch OS. This isn't a device for checking Instagram or replying to text with a keyboard. Think of it less as an everyday smartwatch and more as a purpose-built training tool that happens to also tell time and buzz for calls. If serious running or triathlon training is genuinely your use case, this beats every general-purpose smartwatch on this list for battery life and GPS accuracy. If you want a device that handles your whole digital life, keep moving up this countdown. Number 2 is the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, Samsung's standard everyday model sitting below the Classic. It runs a 435 milliamp hour battery in the 44 millimeter size, and Samsung rates it at up to 40 hours of normal use, dropping to around 30 hours if you leave the always-on display running, which most people do. It includes blood pressure monitoring, though, that requires calibrating against a separate blood pressure cuff first, plus Samsung's Energy Score feature, which summarizes your sleep, activity, and heart rate into one daily number. And it's the first Samsung watch generation to run Google's Gemini AI assistant directly on the device. The catch is that this is very much the standard tier in Samsung's lineup. The case is thinner and lighter than the Classic, there's no rotating bezel for physical navigation, and in real-world testing, its battery life tracks closely with older Galaxy Watch generations rather than representing a big leap forward. It's a capable everyday Android watch, but it doesn't feel like a meaningful jump from the watch you might already own. If you're on Android and want Samsung's ecosystem without paying classic or ultra pricing, it does the job. If build quality and battery longevity matter more to you, there's a clearly better Samsung option waiting later on this list. Number 1 is the Amazfit Balance 2, and this is where things start getting genuinely impressive on pure numbers. Amazfit rates this one at up to 21 days of battery life in typical use and up to 33 hours with GPS actively tracking a workout, figures that outlast nearly everything else on this countdown by a wide margin. It's built with a sapphire crystal display, dual-band GPS for more accurate route tracking, 32 gigabytes of onboard storage, and it's rated for diving down to 45 meters, which is unusual for a watch in this price bracket. It also supports over 170 sport modes and offline maps so you can navigate a trail without your phone. The honest catch is that you're trading smartwatch depth for battery life and fitness features. There's no LTE cellular option in the US, no NFC payments here, and the third-party app ecosystem is much thinner than Wear OS or Watch OS, so things like streaming music apps aren't part of the deal. This is a watch built by a fitness and wellness company, and it shows in what it prioritizes. If multi-week battery life and serious sport tracking matter more to you than a deep app ecosystem, this is one of the strongest values on this entire list. If you want full smartwatch integration with payments and streaming apps, there are better fits above it. So here's how this breaks down by what you actually need. If you want the longest battery life without daily charging, the Amazfit Balance 2 at number 6 is genuinely hard to beat. If you're a serious runner or triathlete, the Garmin Forerunner 265 at number 8 is built specifically for that job. If you want Apple's ecosystem without flagship pricing, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 3 at number 4 is the smart entry point. If you're an Android user who wants Samsung's best health sensors and a physical bezel, the Garmin Forerunner 265, classic at number 3, delivers that. And if you just want the single best all-around smartwatch on this list, with the longest Apple Watch battery life yet and the deepest ecosystem, the Apple Watch Series 1 at number 1 earns that spot. Which one actually fits how you live? Tell me in the comments, and if this saved you from buying the wrong watch, subscribe for the next breakdown.